Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Hot Throb. This is called Faith by David Berg. When I go, you folks have got to remember, right now you're dependent on me and my channel. You've got to remember, it's just as easy for you to get things from the Lord. You just have to have faith. When you ask the Lord for an answer, expect an answer and take the first thing that comes. Expect God to answer. The faithful people are people who are full of faith, full of a vacuum. And the Lord's high pressure fills the vacuum. The Lord is not going to squirt milk out into thin air where it's all going to be lost, or into some baby who won't swallow it. The power's always on. The message is always there. God's Spirit is like a broadcasting station, broadcasting all the time. All you have to do is throw the switch and tune in. God has unlimited capacity to give, and what you get is only limited by your own capacity to receive. The answer's always there, if you're willing to receive it. But if you resist the answer He gives, He shuts up because you won't listen. In prayer, you create a vacuum. There's the space that needs the filling. You seek the Lord's help. You create the vacuum. And it is the Lord's pressure that fills it. The power really comes from outside. You create that little spiritual vacuum, and that's faith, which draws on the Lord, and His high pressure fills it. It's a real spiritual effort of faith. Faith is like the hand of the soul or the Spirit. Faith is the hand of the Spirit, which reaches out and receives. It is the part that you do, your spiritual effort. A baby is such an illustration. When he's crying for his mother, you wouldn't think you're refusing him. Hearing from the Lord is our spiritual nourishment, and you've got to be able to hear from the Lord. That little baby has more faith than you do sometimes. Because the baby, when he cries, he expects someone to hear him. Because he knows God put it in him to know that if he calls, you'll answer. He expects the answer, and he gets it. If he asks for milk, you're sure not going to give him a serpent or something else. You're going to give him what he needs. So you must expect that what you get is from the Lord. The baby deliberately, when he sucks, creates a vacuum inside his mouth, which pulls the milk out. If the baby didn't swallow what he got, he couldn't get any more. Your mouth can only hold so much at once. So you get a mouthful and you swallow it. Then He gives you another mouthful. We were always trying to turn our grandmother on. We kept saying, let's have a prayer. Let's have a prayer meeting. Grandmother would get so mad. She'd say, you're just trying to get something from the Lord for you, when you could get it yourself.
Whatsoever we ask, we receive of Him, because we keep His commandments. Whatsoever we ask, we receive of Him, because we keep his commandments.